Hello, we're back. This is our new. I feel like this is our new thing we say at the start.
Every time.
We don't have an episode number, but we are joined by our number one podcast fan, Joel.
Hello, Joel.
Hello, it's me. Hi.
I was just about to ask whether you'd listened to the Scarefest episode that we recorded yesterday, but it hasn't been out yet.
Which has just been edited.
Yeah, I know. So that's obviously no. But Joel, yeah.
Yes, hi.
Do you want to explain who you are in the grand scheme of things?
I run Harry's Discord server.
This is very true.
And I occasionally read his scripts.
This is very true.
And correct his grammar.
This is very true.
And then
You've been in quite a few vlogs.
Yeah, I think the most recent one, I had like a flying appearance in the one from the bike ride at Thorpe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot we did that.
I know. I keep forgetting we did that.
Mad.
And then I'm in the Drayton one and the
Quite a lot of others.
Yeah, a couple of
The
Towers
original
ones.
Blackpool one.
The first Blackpool one. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joel's been around.
You got your own stuff going on as well, though.
Yeah, I do sort of vlogs on my own channel that I film
Sort
with
of.
my Samsung Galaxy S7. It's great.
Yes.
So where can people find you for that?
My YouTube channel is called Fishul, spelled Fishul, which is a weird alias that I came up with a few years ago from just
Nice.
how my username evolved.
Yep.
Yeah, and I do vlogs and perhaps other things if I can find the motivation to make them.
It's quite quirky content, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I like your vlogs. They're funny.
I'm glad. I got a surprisingly good response from them, considering I
Yeah.
just sort of mess around.
Yeah, but that's
And just-
the point is that they're different, and that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons they're good.
Yeah, I find whenever I try to make them serious, that's
Yeah.
when they're not very good. My Leesburg
Yeah.
one is like my biggest regret of the year because I was so serious when I recorded it and like talked about everything I liked and reviewed everything when I came off, and I just thought as I was editing it, like, this is boring.
Yeah,
There's no funny here.
That's the hard part.
Mm.
Oh well, at least you know now. This is it. You don't know until you try,
True.
and it's always good to try and keep changing things up because otherwise you end up with content that's been the same for the past
Yeah.
8 years. So we always start these off with one question and then end it with one question. And being our biggest fan, Joel, I'm sure you know it off by heart.
Well,
You've already told me that you know what you're going to say.
yeah, well, when I said that, I started to think, like, actually, I don't like my answer very much, so I rethought it entirely since I said that.
Okay, good.
Should we
this
say the
would be-
question?
Yeah, you might as well say it in case.
Yeah. For all the other fans who aren't as dedicated as you. If you had free reign to create any Kosa type with any theme, what would it be?
Yeah. So I thought about this, and I've always thought, rather than theme, I'd much rather go for a setting, like a natural landscape.
Okay.
Okay,
And
I
I
like
really-
this already.
Yeah, I really like the sort of Scandinavian, pine forests and rivers and that kind of thing. So I'd set it somewhere like that, along like a stream, maybe, along like a cliffside or something. And
Yeah.
probably Mac or Intamin multi-launch, because I like those modern,
talking
sleek. Yeah.
Some kind of like wildfire aesthetic going on.
Yeah, but as a coaster, something more like Tiger or Helix.
Something that has good pacing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, that sounds very good. Yeah, the setting definitely... A setting like that would definitely enhance the ride, especially if you've got some sort of launch coaster that's really low to the ground,
Yeah,
whipping through
that
all
would
these
be
trees.
that would be ideal, really.
It would be very ideal.
Probably
Yeah.
have a soundtrack and some sort of nice,
Oh,
not
got it.
necessarily a theme, but sort of, make it look nice.
Stylization, to quote
Yeah.
Amanda Thompson.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a shoebox station.
No,
You don't want
God.
to go that far. Have a nice
God.
inside, like Icon, but not the outside.
Yeah. I like how when they started making Icon Station and it looked like a shoebox, and everyone was like, "This looks rubbish," and Amanda was like, "Oh, don't worry, we're going to make it look fab," and then she made it look worse.
It's just got those like I don't know what they're called.
The weird wood like bits that she stuck to the side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's strange.
it looked better without them.
But then it's so good on the inside. Like
Mm.
it's such a contrast. You're standing outside thinking, "What is this?" And then you
Yeah.
go inside. It's really nice.
And then the shop building looks great. I don't understand
Yeah.
how they could get the shop building so right and the station building so wrong.
I know. It's strange. It's strange.
Guess what it is, guys? It's Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
I guess it's true. It's true.
They're trying their best.
They are trying their best, and they're doing better. You know, they're on the way up. Anyway,
Let's do. How did you already like start out getting into coasters?
Oh God. I suppose I've always had like a mild interest in them. Like when I was really young, my parents took me to Gulliver's Kingdom in Matlock a lot because I've always lived in the sort of Midlands area, and that wasn't too far. So
yeah.
I guess my first coaster was the log coaster there, which I think is still running.
No
And then
idea.
as I got older, they took me to Alton Towers, and I rode the Beastie when that was
Yeah.
there. And then eventually rode the Corkscrew, which was my first inversion coaster. And then, yeah, but I never really properly got into coasters until like 2016, which was when I went to Thorpe for the first time. And then I started to like discover Theme Park Worldwide, and then I like, yeah, and then I found Reddit and
Yeah.
started joining Discord servers basically. And that was how we encountered each other.
Yeah. So pretty fresh then.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you were hopping around the Discord servers early 2016 because we went to
It
Blackpool.
was 2017.
Was
It
it?
was
Oh,
yeah, early. It was April 2017 when I
Yeah.
joined the first one, and then
I lost you.
yeah, because it was August 2017 that we went to
that we did
Blackpool.
the vlog.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite new. I mean, yeah, I'm relatively new in terms of the whole.
When was it for
Beast.
you again?
Well, it's really, I kind of
15, 16.
yeah, I kind of dipped out. I was looking at stuff for when 13 opened, but not very much. Then the
Yeah.
Smiler plans, I remember that, and watching
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Smiler
yeah.
be built. But then I dipped out of the whole thing completely until the Smiler crash happened, and then I've been
Yeah, yeah.
in
Okay, I remember
since
you
then.
saying that.
so
Yeah.
I feel
But-
like everybody has a story of like, oh, when I was a kid, we always used to do this and that, and then
Yeah.
when you're older, you realise like, oh, I really like rides actually.
yeah, it all fits together, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It all pieces
I was
together.
terrified of them for ages. Like,
I can relate.
yeah, it took me. I didn't ride Oblivion until I was like 17, I think. And I was
It
like,
is a
what am I
bad
so
looking
scared
one,
of?
though.
I just got myself on it, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about it too much. That's the problem with most people. You big it up and it's never as bad as you think it's going to be.
yeah.
Crazy times. What's your home park then? Is it Towers?
Yeah, Towers, I think.
That's a good-
Closest
that's a
major
good
one. Yeah,
And you were saying to me that you've burnt out on towers a bit.
a little bit. I don't know. Last time I went, I didn't even like see Nemesis.
Yeah.
I'd sort of, because I went before and didn't ride Oblivion, and I was like, God, I really just fancy a ride on Oblivion. So I went back and pretty much only rode Oblivion, and like Wicker Man a couple times because it had like a 10-minute queue.
Yeah, it's worthwhile.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I get what you mean though. I mean, not to flex, but we had unlimited fast pass when we went to Scarefest, but we didn't really
we did
make
not
use of it.
care. We did. We've been so many times now. All we care about
Yeah.
is Wicker Man.
Yeah. So
even Nemesis. Like I used to be the number one like Nemesis apologist, and now I don't really care that much about it anymore. I
well,
can
this
still
is how
appreciate it,
goes,
but
isn't it?
yeah.
You can appreciate it, but when you go to a park so much, then it just kind of becomes like it's just. I guess it's a nice place to go, but you don't really care about riding too much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just waiting for the next thing,
Got it.
yeah, whenever that is.
whenever that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the first roller coaster you ever rode was Log Coaster.
Yeah, at
I
Gulliver's
just looked it up.
Matlock. Yeah.
Still going strong.
What is
Yeah.
this ride?
It is a what is it?
It's
Sorry,
Diego
what?
something, the manufacturer
Yeah.
name. It's pretty
Cavazza
obscure.
Diego.
That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a Super Nessie Junior coaster.
What?
Yeah.
Does that mean it's just like a normal roller coaster?
It's just like a normal kiddie coaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
1987.
Wow.
There you
Oh,
go.
those
And
little
it's still
kiddie rides
going?
can go for years and years
I
and
know,
years. Yeah.
they really can. I wonder
So
if I've read this.
what does that compare to of something that I might know?
Probably just like
Like 13 kind of vibes.
No.
no.
It's
Oh.
tiny. It's a little kiddie coaster. Look.
Imagine
Oh,
Octonauts.
okay.
Imagine Octonauts, and then imagine that smaller.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with.
It's good that you know what your first coaster is, though. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's that one, or it's one in Skegness that doesn't exist anymore. But that one has like no presence on RCDB or anything, so
Right.
Oh,
I don't really
Might as well
bother.
say this one then.
mystery.
No.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Yeah.
Kind of wish I knew, but
Well, you just think like,
No.
what parks did you get taken to
as a kid,
as a kid, and what could it have been?
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Drayton
these little
Manor.
places only have like one or two rides, or one or two
Yeah.
coasters.
Probably was Drayton, to be honest, or something in the Midlands. Just
Maybe
like you
it
said.
was the rhino thing at West
I
Midlands
think that's quite
Safari.
new. I
Oh,
don't
is
know.
it?
On the grand scheme of things.
Because I feel like you'd go to a safari park when you were younger than a theme park.
Well,
You
been
know.
hitting up Drayton Manor for years.
I guess you can go there as a toddler
Yeah.
to Drayton.
They had other small stuff back in the day, didn't they? Like
Rhino coaster. Oh, I'm staying corrected. 92.
Wow.
So yeah, it could
So
have
it
been.
could have been that one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty intense for a first coaster, to be fair.
Mm.
So it probably wasn't that one.
Okay, let's get on to the biggest question that everybody always likes to know. What's your favourite park and what's your favourite ride?
My favourite park is a bit of a tie at the moment between Leesburg and Busch Gardens Williamsburg, which are
Okay.
both amazing. Busch Gardens is just sort of, it has much bigger rides and a lot more rides than Leesburg, but Leesburg sort of feels like more of a complete
Yeah.
park and a bit better managed than Williamsburg. So they're both sort of tied at the moment.
Good in different ways.
Yeah, definitely. And then my favourite coaster is Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion, which pretty much blew my mind when I first rode it,
Yeah.
which was
Where did you ride it first? What row?
front row. Everyone, well, one of my friends who also was a massive fan of it said to me, like, you need to do front row for your first ride. And yeah, I was terrified because it's 305 feet tall.
Yeah.
And drops straight into a turn that makes you grey out or black out in my
Oh,
case,
God.
because I was
Nice.
that ride is notorious for making people black out, and I was not an exception to that.
Yeah.
I went
Don't blame you.
I went
I'm
out
sure I would
completely.
do the same.
Yeah.
Especially if
think-
you're chain riding it.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, I only rode it 4 times. It's not something you can marathon at all.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
It's-
with intense rides like that, it just kind of takes it out of you to just keep riding them.
It
Yeah.
uses a lot of energy though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was dying after riding Carnan 8 times. Struggling.
Yeah, I can imagine. The first drop
What-
on that is like intense.
It's
isn't it?
it's intense as well, yeah. I was
Supposed
going to say,
be.
what's your favourite row on
The front.
the front's definitely your favourite.
Yeah, because after
Just for the-
after the grey out turn, it's all low to the ground, fast
Yeah, that's
transitions this way, that way, going at like 90 miles per hour. It's just
Yeah.
like a rush of just speed and whip, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. It was one of those rides where, I don't know, as soon as we hit the brakes, I was like, yeah, that's my number one.
I don't blame you. So,
Wasn't, yeah.
for context, all of these parks minus Leesburg, and you went on a big trip to America
Yes.
to get on these rides. Do you remember
Yes.
what parks you went to?
So yeah, it was me and Thomas, who's also in a
Yep.
few vlogs, sort of planned this trip out. We went to Six Flags Great Adventure, Dorney Park, Hershey Park, Six Flags America, King's Dominion, Carowinds, and Busch Gardens Williamsburg. That was the order we
Mad.
did them in, which is a weird
Yeah.
order, but that's what we did. So yeah, there's a few pretty major rides on that.
Well, obviously you got Fury 325
Yeah.
on there, and then
Uh,
I 305.
Yeah. King Dakar was
Yeah.
the first coaster we rode on the whole trip.
Really?
That's the way to start.
Yeah.
Front row as well.
Yeah, the only ride we got on it was on the front row. We were in the queue for another ride, and a lightning storm came over, and the entire park shut
Oh
down.
my god.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. If you're planning an America trip on the East Coast, be careful with summer, because it's really, really hot, like oppressively hot all day, and then and then in the evenings you get thunderstorms, and in like the slightest hint of rain, some of these parks will just close everything.
How many parks did close in the end for you?
It happened to us at Great Adventure and King's Dominion. We missed out on I-305 night rides because of rain and lightning, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, it's a lesson for next time.
This is true, but yeah, what can you do? That's the thing. What can you do?
Do you have any more tips for America? Because obviously we haven't been there at all. This is something we never really talk about, and everyone's always saying, "Oh, I need to go to America," and obviously one day we're gonna have to make a massive trip there.
Yeah.
But
I don't know really. There's a lot of it's quite different. The biggest tip is if it's hot, bring shorts because you'll be wearing them every day, and make sure they've got zip up pockets, because most of these rides have horrible bag policies where you can't even take anything into the station, and like not your phone or anything like that. Some places
and in the queues as well, isn't it?
Some places won't even let you have it in the queue. We had that for El Toro and Twisted Timbers. They wouldn't let us. You have to lock your phone, everything away.
Mental.
Yeah, and you have to pay for the lockers as well.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Amazing.
that's pretty bad. There's been a lot of debate around that, saying, if they're going to force you to use the lockers should not be paid.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom, because I haven't really been to a park with that situation, it doesn't even compute to me.
Yeah.
That it's something to even worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to pay to put your phone in a locker, and every time, unless you buy... Can you buy, a day one that you can keep going in and out?
Yeah, you can, I think.
But then I guess it's faffy because it'll be in one place and you have to keep going over there.
I think some parks might have a system where you can use any of the locker areas around the park.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't think we ever used the locker pass system.
What did you do? Just not take
Yeah,
anything big?
I think because we were a group, we sort of took it in turns to pay for the lockers as we went around.
That's fair. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, it's a really annoying system.
Yeah.
But
Because
it happens
if they're the
a
ones
lot.
choosing that system, then they're the ones that are basically not doing it properly, not doing it completely, the ride, I mean. So they're making you essentially do your own baggage handling, when that's something that they should put in with the ride. It makes no sense to me. Part of the ride should be where people put their stuff, or take the stuff on the ride like they do at Disney. But
yeah, it's mad. I don't know why they don't. It effectively means in some places if you want to ride something, you have to pay $2 to ride it.
Yeah.
Which
makes it feel like you're paying for a ride when you're just paying for a locker. It's weird.
Yeah.
How long do you get the lockers for? Do you know?
I don't
It's
know
usually
actually.
an hour or two, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean.
What if the queue's long though?
Yeah, it must be longer than that. I don't think they'd.
Yeah, maybe it's 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
If you're in
So I
the
guess
middle of
the
the
best
queue
thing
and
to
you're
do-
your locker just opens.
Unlocks,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your phone's just gone.
Yeah.
Here's the question. So if on the rides that I was just thinking, if everyone has nothing, then surely you'd expect the dispatches to be a bit better, right?
It's true in some places.
Yeah.
Nitro has some of the best operations I've ever seen. That's the Great Adventures
Well,
B&M Hyper is
Those kind of rides. Does it have a seatbelt on?
No.
No. I was going to say those kind of rides are just so easy to send.
It's got
out.
no seatbelts, 3 trains.
Yeah.
And
Any
they
kind
only
of
have
lap
2
bar.
attendants. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so easy to get out. They're perfect rides, really, aren't they? Perfect rides.
Yeah. But then Cedar Fair parks, they put seatbelts on everything because
Yes.
it lowers insurance or something. So
Yeah, it does. That's what Pontus was saying at least.
Yeah.
That lowers insurance costs.
Yeah, so everything like Fury has seatbelts. That's why Copperhead such Strike has seatbelts. Intimidator, everything there has seatbelts.
It does suck a bit though.
But why does it lower insurance? Because the seatbelt does nothing, right? The seatbelt is not going to save your life.
No.
Because
Maybe
if the
fact
thing
that people
pings
feel
open,
safer.
Well, yeah, it's purely to make people feel safer.
that's just so
Especially with
crazy.
all of these new rides. I mean, like, on the old stuff like B&M's over the shoulder, the old one, then it did do something because it made sure that the restraint, if you could put your seatbelt in, then the restraint was definitely locked.
Yeah.
But you've got to think,
Right.
if your restraint has a variation without a seatbelt, then the seatbelt isn't needed at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of the new stuff.
So why are you adding a seatbelt for?
It's just
So
literally just
funny.
because that. So we're kind of lucky that Icon and Wickerman don't have seatbelts but all of their equivalents, well, quite a lot of their equivalents do now, don't
Yeah.
they? We thought, well, a lot of GCIs have seatbelts, and a lot of Mac coasters now have seatbelts.
Yeah, we're quite lucky at Towers in that regard because Smiler
Yeah.
doesn't either.
No. 13, no.
13 doesn't, no.
Oblivion does.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
the old.
And Rita. So 2 out of... Oh no, Nemesis as well.
Yeah.
Right.
But all the new gen stuff
Yeah.
is fine. Hopefully that's a trait that we don't pick up because it
Hopefully
definitely
not.
saves
Yeah.
on.
Well, if Icon didn't,
Well, yeah.
then you'd think that anything new would
Yeah,
be
but I
just
mean-
stay without them.
The UK is quite safety conscious.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what I mean is they've just built one without seatbelts.
Well, yeah, they just built 2 without seatbelts.
Yeah, so it should be okay.
Well, should.
And then
Is
they'll
the key
just
word.
throw them on.
We'll wait till Towers Intimate Multi-Launch, and then when that
Yeah,
has
yeah.
epic Terran restraints, then we're going.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's the true test if they put seatbelts on that or not.
I don't even care. As long as it's a lap bar, then it's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, it's not going to be a lap bar, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of people talking about the Flamingo Land coaster that they're getting next year.
yes.
A lot of people are talking about, oh, will it have a lap bar or not? Will it have a lap bar? Yeah, it will have a lap bar because
Yeah,
all of them have lap bars.
It's that we know which ride it is, though, no?
Yeah.
It's like confirmed.
I
now,
don't see
pretty
why
much.
people are even debating the fact that it might not, because it will. They're not
Yeah.
going to just pay for new trains. It's
No,
Flamingo
hell no.
Land. They can't afford that.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a coaster to watch for sure.
Yeah. God, I remember when we were at Pleasure Beach, we were in our hotel in Blackpool for the opening weekend, and
Oh yeah.
one of the other guys I was sharing a room with opened up that Ride Racer tweet saying, rumour Flamingo Land are getting the Hoppy Hari Intamin Tenon version. And we were all like, no way.
Yeah.
No way would that happen.
I don't think any of us really
And-
believed it.
Yeah, I really wanted to. And then we started seeing like Flamingo Land putting markers down
Yeah.
and clearing rides from that area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? They actually got it?
So good though.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to make a trip up there.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try and go for the
Yeah.
opening day.
Really?
It'll be a laugh.
I need to chain Flamingo Land visit with a Lightwater Valley visit for sure.
I can't believe you haven't been on the Ultimate yet.
I know, neither can I.
The
It
ultimate.
needs to be done.
Oh,
It's just
It's-
because the one time we went up that far, Flamingo Land way,
Ages
which
ago.
we
Yeah.
only did Flamingo Land. It was just kind of like a one-off.
We just stayed one night,
Yeah.
quickly
So
went up.
we'll
oh,
see
you could
when
probably
the
do
coaster
both of them in
opens.
one day, honestly.
Oh well, we're not doing that. We'll see when the new coaster opens.
Yeah.
Potentially, maybe we'll go for the opening. I don't know. Do you know when it's meant to open?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think they'll be done before the start of the season next
Yeah.
year, but that's just a guess.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a weekend trip. I mean, because Lightwater Valley's not exactly open in the week, is it?
Nah.
So
Well,
We need to do a big video of you riding the ultimate.
we do.
yeah, I think they let you
Big
film on the
meme.
rides there, so you can get your.
Do
Are
they?
you joking?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do is one of us just stands there and films the whole thing, and the video is just like no cuts, and it just changes
Oh
between like
God.
your POV and like whoever's standing recording the
You
ride.
can't see the
That'd
No.
be
ride, though.
amazing. Oh, can't you?
No, you see like
Okay, well here's what we do: we buy a drone.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
You literally see about less than a tenth of the full circuit.
Oh no! Okay,
Yeah.
we just
You
got to
can see the
catch you
two
going
lifters.
around then.
Yeah, it's something else.
Madness.
Yeah, I think we'll have to invest in some sort of or borrow. I should probably say
Yeah.
borrow someone's GoPro for that one.
Mm.
Jack, if you're listening, I'm looking at you.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack.
I'm looking at a Hero 1 right now on my windowsill.
Oh
If you
really?
want to borrow that.
The
It doesn't
one
have a
work.
screen
Everybody's
on or anything.
GoPro.
Yeah.
Everybody bring a GoPro.
That would be an event. Holy moly. Can't wait to die.
Oh, that ride.
Mm.
Yeah. I came off that ride limping. Like in
How many-
actual, because there's the turn after the second drop, which is like, it feels
Yes.
like insane lateral G-force, and my leg
Ooh.
got like slammed against the side of the lap bar.
Oh my
and
god.
I came off bruised. It's
Oh.
really bad.
It
And
just
it's really
looks
good, but
completely-
it's really good because it's really bad.
Yeah, it looks completely jank in every single way. It's just wrong.
Yeah, they just
Have-
sort of drew a line through the forest and just gave it to British Rail and were like, there you go, there's a ride.
Can you build
Do
this,
that.
please? How many times did you get on it in the end?
3 or 4 times, I
It's
think.
pretty good. I
Why
feel
would you
that's-
do that
I feel
though?
that's enough.
Enough.
You gotta
Feel
go
like
more than
once
once,
is
you know.
enough.
No, you gotta go more than once. Twice.
Really?
Twice minimum.
Okay.
You know?
It
Definitely
has
twice
like
minimum.
really bad throughputs though, because
Yeah.
it has 2 trains and both trains have really high capacity, but it takes
Or
7 minutes
something.
to get around the course. So
Oh my god.
because the lift hills are incredibly slow,
Yeah.
Wow.
so you're still going to wait ages even on a quiet day.
Yeah. It's a shame that the lifters are so slow.
Mm.
Anyway, let's roll back to the American trip.
Oh yeah.
What kind of? I mean, you mentioned a lot of parks there.
Yes.
What were the highlights for you in terms of the trip? What parks or what
What's
rides?
the what you got to do
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you go out there?
Yeah, King Dakar
What's
is
a must?
amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone says it's rough, but if you do it on the front row, it's fine. El Toro is amazing. It's just better than Boulder in every way.
Mm-hmm.
Hershey Park is pretty fun, but also very busy.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, but you know they're getting that expansion this year, so
This is
or next
true,
year.
that's-
So
New entrance as well.
yeah, we got to see
Really?
the old entrance 1 year before they knocked the whole thing down,
Yeah.
which was kind of cool.
That's like the
Um,
Leesburg entrance.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
the
even
last
know.
time we're going to see that.
The
Oh, is that
whole-
changing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We're so gutted.
So the town is building a metro, like an underground,
Okay.
and one of the stations is going to be
Literally
near,
on Leesburg.
no, not on,
Oh,
near
what?
it. But Leesburg have already started to rip out, or they have to rip out some of their buildings so that building work of the tunnel can go underway.
Oh.
But these are the buildings that are from like 1920.
These are the buildings from the
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So they're starting to lose them all, and they're apparently losing the entrance. But there's, I think the new one's meant to be where the hotel's gonna go.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not.
I mean,
for
knowing
certain.
Leesburg, they'll build it back the same or better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Hopefully.
it will probably be good.
but yeah, no. There's
Yeah.
a lot of change gonna hit that park over the next few years with
Yeah,
The
they're just
new
going and
hotel.
going and going.
new water park.
Mm.
Those are the two main things.
Yeah.
So
It's going to change,
it
man.
will. It will. But yeah, America highlights.
Yes.
El
Um,
Toro. Love to go on El Toro.
Yeah.
It's like
that is a
Boulder.
great ride.
But
It's Boulder,
Not
but
repetitive.
without the boring turns that ruin.
Okay.
ruin
The ride.
No.
We love Boulder.
We do.
I like
Boulder went
Not
up.
not a bad word about Boulder.
40% of Boulder.
40%.
It went up in my rankings. It's like fifth or something now.
I don't know
I
why
really
we
love
don't
it.
find it boring, because we should find it
I know.
boring.
Harry especially because
Yeah, I know.
it goes completely against all your philosophies of what a good
Yeah.
ride should be.
I know.
This is so true.
It's just funny though. Don't know.
Yeah.
It is funny.
So yeah,
Yeah.
El Toro, it's very good.
It looks,
Massive
it
massive
really
airtime
looks it.
hills.
Yeah.
Um,
We need that in our lives.
We do.
yeah, and the drop on that is ridiculous. Yeah.
I think Great Adventure looks like a good place to go outside of, well, if you ignore the fact that it looks like an ugly place to be.
It's not a very nice park at all. It's really tacky,
Yeah.
but there are some amazing rides there.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, King's Dominion's an interesting one because it's nice in some areas and not so nice in other areas.
Like, what are the not so nice areas?
Their water park is just sort of slapped right in the
Oh,
middle
right.
of the park, and it looks really ugly. But then a lot of it is also under tree cover, and like the entrance like what do you call it? The entrance main street place
Right,
is
yeah.
really really nice. Loads of trees,
Yes.
fountains, nice
Well,
lights.
They always are, aren't they?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's the one part that everyone focuses on.
It's kind of
Yeah.
annoying in a way. Because if they can do it to that standard, why are they not doing it everywhere?
It's true.
Yeah, that's just Cedar Fair though. Yeah. I mean, they're getting better. They're trying to theme stuff now.
Well, yeah, some of the parks are.
We'll see how Orion goes.
This is true. I can't believe that. I can't believe the Cedar Fair philosophy of getting like a hyper coaster and a giga coaster. To me, that just seems redundant. I'm sure you know that they're two very different experiences, but
I mean, yeah, Intimidator and Fury are different because Intimidator's all big floaty airtime hills, and then Fury is very low to the ground, bank turns, a lot of speed, and transitions rather than airtime.
Mm-hmm.
So they are quite different rides, but they look quite similar.
Yeah, they do.
And Orion doesn't actually look that different to a B&M Hyper, really.
No.
So, yeah, that'll be a weird one.
Yeah, it still looks quite big and drawn out.
Yeah.
As opposed to, as you said, Fury, where it's kind of low to the ground and has those interesting turns.
Yeah. So America again. I'm trying to think of other interesting things. Six Flags America, we only went there because it was sort of on the way. Right. It's the most awful park I've ever been to. It's just, it's really not very nice at all. It just feels run down.
Yeah.
So avoid that at all
Yeah,
costs.
don't bother. We went there, got all the creds in 2 hours. Well,
Wow.
the people I was with got all the creds. I sat some out because I wasn't feeling very well. But I didn't miss out because they weren't very good. But yeah, literally 2 hours, cleared the park, and then we left.
Love it.
Yeah. We missed
Good thing it's
Volcano
on your
as well.
Pass. Yeah, I was going to say, what rides did you get smited on?
Volcano. we got spited pretty hard with Volcano because we booked the trip very early in sort of late 2017. We booked it.
For summer of 2018, right?
It was winter. It was around Christmas we booked it.
Yeah, but you went.
Oh, we went in summer 2018, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in about March time, our American friends started saying like, "Oh, have you heard about Volcano? It's like, it's in trouble. There's something seriously wrong with it, and it's going to be down for a long time." So we'd sort of prepared ourselves at that point for Volcano to not be open, and it wasn't. So we looked at it, and it was nice. And now it doesn't exist at all.
No.
So.
Did you miss out on any other creds?
Yes. I skipped a load because I got a headache halfway through and couldn't ride any wooden coasters because they rattled too much and made my head hurt.
Yeah, I get it.
And then we missed Tempesto at Busch Gardens because it was just closed that day.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I was quite looking forward to it because everyone says it's awful, but I'd never ridden a Skyrocket coaster before.
It's all relative.
I was really interested.
Bad. It's just the comfort collars that they say makes it bad, right?
Yeah. The ones with lap bars are meant to be really good, and that one doesn't have them.
Again, man, what's with the comfort collars?
I think it's because it has 3-car trains instead of 2-car trains.
Oh, this is true, actually.
Yeah, so I guess there's a bit more lateral force on the back car,
well,
so they need a bit more support.
More forces if it's going at the same speed and it's the exact same layout.
Yeah, that's when you kind of do need over-the-shoulder restraints, because
or something holding you in.
Yeah, because otherwise,
keeping your pin.
or like a vest or something, because otherwise you're gonna, give all your passengers whiplash.
What do you mean? Arrow used to do it all the time.
That's true. Yeah,
I still do. The ones are going.
I imagine you talked about the Vortex news on the last podcast.
No, we didn't talk about any news.
We didn't do news, yeah.
Oh,
so
did you
go
not?
ahead.
Oh. Well, they announced Vortex was closing, which I haven't been on it, but I'm really sad because it's a really historic, really cool ride.
Record breaker, wasn't it?
Yeah, when it opened, it was the tallest and had the most inversions. And you think what a coaster would have to be now to hold both of those records.
Yeah.
And that was what it was at the time, which is I just find that cool.
You can't fathom a ride that would hold both of those records now.
No.
Unless it was some sort of polar coaster, and then you could that easily.
Yeah, polar coaster could do it, but
it wouldn't be the same though. Would it?
If you wanted to have biggest drop as well, then you'd have to be a bit more. Because that's what Vortex had, I think. It had biggest drop as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a big iconic ride for Kings Island, wasn't it? One that really kind of pushed them
Yeah.
into the books.
A lot of people are saying they sort of announced Orion to soften the blow of them removing one of their most iconic rides.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's fair enough, take one out to put one in. This
Yeah.
is the thing. Every park has to constantly evolve.
Mm.
And sometimes it just does become too expensive to
Yeah.
keep these rides.
Yeah.
And that's money that they could be using on something else, or improving something else, or building something else.
Yeah. It makes you wonder what rides now are going to be. I mean, Top Thrill Dragster is causing so many problems for Cedar Point. You wonder
Yeah,
how many years that's got left in it.
But all of the accelerator coasters,
Yeah.
you have to think, well, what's going to be as soon as one part goes, we're done. I think the rest of them are going to be like, all right, maybe we're going to hop on this bandwagon and
Yeah.
just call it a day.
Hopefully,
I don't know.
hopefully Thorpe can get their act together before Stealth kicks the
Thoughts a
bucket.
mess.
Yeah.
I mean, well, in terms of keeping Stealth open,
Is Stealth dying?
it's closed like half a year every year.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like how Rita seems to be quite reliable from.
I was having
the
this
grand
conversation
scheme of
with someone
things?
actually.
don't
I
get
reckon
that.
I reckon it's the speed.
Maybe,
I think there's
yeah.
somewhere between 60 and 80 that it
just
starts
kills it.
to because Rita's fine.
Rita is fine.
Yeah.
Goes down, but it's just intimate, isn't it?
Yeah, the other one, Storm Runner at Hershey Park, that goes 70, and that's known for being like the most reliable intimate
Really?
accelerator. Yeah.
Okay.
So I reckon it's 80 that it starts to have problems.
Starts to, yeah.
Yeah, because Accelerator at Knott's had massive downtime this year as well, or last
Yes.
year. So yeah, I think it's that. Just from a complete guess from looking at numbers.
It makes you think though. Like there's so many rides that I want to go and ride before they eventually do kick the bucket. Like, Top Thrill Dragster, like King Dakar, like X2. They're only going to be around for so much longer. Yeah,
I think X2's probably got a good few years left in it because
Yeah.
SNS sort of took that concept up, and I reckon they could keep it going
Yeah, I reckon
for as
so.
long as Magic Mountain can be bothered to deal with it.
And it is like their biggest ride. But then
Yeah.
it's the same for Cedar Point in a way. Top Thrill Dragster is kind of like their flagship, or one of their most well-known flagships.
I don't think it would be such a blow considering what else they've got there. It would still be a big blow, but when
Yeah.
you've got Millennium Force and Steel Vengeance
Maverick,
and Maverick,
that.
yeah.
the world's
And
most boring
Magnum.
dive coaster.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, Dragster would definitely go before King Dakar. Because
You reckon?
Dragster's running through like 5 or 6 trains or whatever it does.
This is true.
They have so many more trains going through constantly. Like when we rode King Dakar, it started on 2 trains and then they took it down to 1 train.
I
Yeah.
hate it when parks do that. It's just the worst thing.
Mm.
To take
And if they
off.
hadn't taken it down to 1 train, we would have got another ride on it.
Yeah.
But we had to wait for them to take the train off, and then by the time they'd taken the train off, they ran it round like one more time, and then the thunder came in.
Yeah. Just
So,
sucks. Sucks real bad.
While we're doing news, we haven't spoken about Blade.
Oh yeah, Blade. Talking about rides
yeah.
that are closed. Well, they look like they want to get it back open though. That's one of the things. Like Blade's been on the chopping block because back in 2015 they said that they were going to close it for good,
Yeah.
and everyone went no, and they were like okay, but secretly they just went, let's not build the ride here because we can't anyway. Haha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was, yeah.
But yeah, no, now it's closed temporarily. It seems.
They're
I mean, it's an
saying
old
temporarily, but Thorpe Park also said that Loggers was closed temporarily.
Yeah,
This
lies.
is true. This is true. Bolton Towers
All
doesn't have
lies.
Darren Brown's Ghost Train to screw things over.
No.
So
No, they've probably said it's temporary while they decide what they want to do with it.
Definitely. This is the problem, and the more I go to Towers, I think you've said it before, the more you realise how much is wrong. And Towers just need a real big game plan to be like, we need stuff, we need these things, we have these areas that need improving, let's allocate them and go forward that way. Because so all of the flats, Towers is just an aging park which has reached
Yeah.
like critical mass, where all of the flat rides that were put in at roughly the same time have all started to die. Hence, they're all being removed.
Yeah.
But then I guess they just need to really think of a plan to introduce these rides, but stagger them so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit late to start doing that now.
Oh, it's way too late to start doing it.
So.
But it needs to be done. But then, Merlin with the whole return of investment, and the only Merlin part that seems to get flat rides is Chessington.
Yeah.
Why though?
And then they get
Why?
like the worst drop tower they could possibly buy.
Oh, but the crocodile looks cooler.
It'll look cool, but it's also
It's
I mean,
not
I
meant
wrote-
for you, Joel.
no, but like no, I'm not saying
Meant for
that.
some
We
kids.
waited for Magma at Paulton's Park, which is the same model, and
Yeah.
the queue was pretty slow, and we were there on a quiet day. That thing is
Really?
gonna have like 2-hour queues.
It's meant to be like 500 riders per hour.
Yeah, at Chessington.
How many seats does Magma have? Because this one's 16.
Like 16? That's not much. I don't
no,
know.
but 500 riders per hour. It's better than
We'll
nothing. I mean,
see.
most flat rides are like 500.
It depends
So-
how quickly they can operate it.
This is very true.
The one Magma's very manual with how it works. They have like, is this how SBF Visa do everything? They build it as cheap as possible with as little
Mm.
automatic stuff. So to unlock the restraints, the option literally just like picks up like an air hose and plugs it into the
yeah.
gondola and unlocks the restraints that way. So
Well, we'll see. We'll see what they get. At least Chessington is getting consistent investment.
It's brilliant.
yeah,
The only part.
they're getting something.
Something every year.
Yeah.
It's the
It
it's the
feels
Six
like-
Flags way.
Yeah, it feels like it's the one that's sort of knows what it's doing the most. I guess they know their audience, and they're
Mm.
sticking with that.
It's true.
They
The
choose
others,
IPs that are sensible ones, like the Julia Donaldson books. Is it Julia Donaldson? Yeah, Gruffalo and Room on the Broom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're,
yeah.
they're
They're
good, as you said. They're good
IPs.
IPs to have, definitely. Legoland seems to be doing alright. It's a bit of a mess, but that's just because the park's a bit of a mess in terms of its
Mm.
layout.
I've never
But
been
the
there.
other two, you've never been.
You've never been to
No.
Legoland.
No, I don't know if I ever want to be honest,
Why?
because it's
It's
busy.
so funny.
Oh yeah, but if you go midweek, it's dead.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
stupidly dead.
I'll see. Maybe.
It is funny.
It's funny.
Worth going to. The
Yeah.
rapids are quite good. I mean,
Yeah,
they
they
look
are.
terrible.
Okay.
They're ugly as hell.
They're not.
I think the
I like
rapids
them.
are actually on top, near the top of my list of ugliest rides I've ever seen.
Get out of town. That's not true.
No, but
How can that be true,
I've said
Harry?
this before. What kind of person thinks that building a rapids on the side of a hill is a good idea?
I don't see what the big issue is with this.
Have you seen the rapids before, Joel?
I think so. I'm guessing the trough just sort of floats
Yes.
off the ground.
Floats is a understatement.
Yeah.
It's like a wall
Yeah,
of
but-
concrete.
I think that's the point, though.
No, it's not.
Isn't
the
it?
point. That's not the point at all.
Is it Vikings River Splash?
Yeah.
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 So
It looks very bare bones.
It is very bare bones.
Literally
Yeah.
bones, because there's
There
dinosaur
are
bones.
in there.
Oh
It's-
yeah.
I don't get it. Like rapids, sure, but that park it was not suited for that. Just take up some space as well.
It's a
I mean,
good ride.
that's like a throughput ride though. Rapids.
Oh yeah, of course.
that's something that Legoland kind of need.
This is very true. But no, you have to get yourself to Legoland just to kind of see what it's all about.
Yeah.
To ride another. Well, you don't really like.
Oh,
them,
you
do
gotta go on the monster party.
Yeah, he doesn't like them.
I don't like madhouses.
Oh yeah.
They make me feel sick.
This one's a bit more vigorous than Hex.
Okay, maybe don't do that.
It
I
is
mean,
good though. It's a nice little park.
If I sit in them
Yeah.
and just close my eyes, I'll probably be all right.
Yeah, but then you
Just
don't get
listen to the
watch.
tunes, man.
Yeah,
Good
I could do
songs.
that.
The pre-show's good,
Yeah.
and then shut your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I do Hex and The Haunting for the pre-shows because they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I can
Yeah.
just walk straight through the madhouse part and wait on my own.
Afterwards,
Yeah.
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 I remember. Anyway, that is some talk. We've talked about quite a few different things actually.
We were a really random chat.
Yeah.
Should we do
not bad.
bucket list parks and rides?
Sure.
What's on your
Oh.
list, Joel?
I mean, basically everywhere in mainland Europe, because the only mainland
Right.
Europe parks I've been to are Leesburg and Park Asterix.
Okay.
So
And I
what's at
went
the
to-
top three parks for mainland Europe?
I'm just going to
say?
look at my map that I've marked them all on.
PA maybe.
Maybe, I
Europa
don't know. I've
Park,
heard
Efteling.
horror stories about Portaventura.
Oh, well, I've heard horror stories, but it's on the
Still
list.
on there.
It's gotta. There's a point where you can only avoid it for so long, you know.
3 that jump to mind: Lynn and
Yeah.
Mackie, because Tiger looks like exactly my kind of
Fair.
ride.
What
You're
is
one of those
that?
people who will go
Um,
just for that one
Yeah,
kind of like, yeah.
Tiger's an Intamin Blitz.
Okay.
It looks amazing.
It's like Taron, but no theming, better ride.
Right.
Yeah. Energylandia jumps to mind.
Sure, yes.
I want to go
Because-
there actually.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's really cheap.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll look into it because they're meant to get a new coaster. What? Next
Every
year?
day, Harry, they're
Every
getting a
year.
new coaster.
They've
Well,
got the
This
track for
park
2
is
new
mad.
coasters on site already.
Yeah, but 2 big ones or one
There's
small,
a one
big.
for the Aqualantis, the Vekoma multi-launch, and one
Yes.
for people are speculating it's a mine train, I think.
Right.
Oh, yes.
As soon as the Vekoma multi-launch opens.
Yeah,
We'll
wait
have
for
a look.
that. So that's going to
Yeah.
be pretty good.
Because it's meant to be really cheap to go.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
because of Poland just generally. Right.
Poland's a cool place though.
Third one.
I had it and I've forgotten it.
Europa
It was
Park.
not Europa
Phantasialand.
Park, not
Efteling.
Phantasialand,
Wallaby
not
Holland.
Efteling. Maybe Wallaby Holland.
Groningen.
Groenland, yeah, I do want to go there actually.
Yeah.
That park looks really cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
And it's conveniently located
It is.
in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Very convenient.
I'd go back to Sweden. It's a nice country.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is. It's
we
lovely.
absolutely love Sweden.
Mm.
We might
lovely.
move there. Let's
Yeah.
move there.
No,
It's
I'd
better
move
than
there.
this country.
I'm not moving there.
I'm not going to mention the B
Expensive,
word.
isn't The what word?
Brexit.
Oh.
It's a
Yeah.
banned word. Don't say it.
Ben.
Not allowed on this podcast.
Can you remember the one that you were going to say?
Probably Wallaby Holland, just so I can ride
Really?
untamed, because everyone's talking about it, and I want to.
Yeah.
I want to ride it and say it's not that good to be a contrarian.
Yeah, it's fair. You've
Because-
chosen parks that are more like one standout
Yeah.
ride.
I guess.
Nothing too mainstream.
Is that what you look for? You look for.
I guess
Us.
I'm an American enthusiast at heart. I think. And I really like just the big roller coasters with the cool layouts, and yeah.
I think I definitely prefer consistency over being one
Yeah.
stupidly big kind of. I'd rather everything
That's
be
true,
good.
actually. Because if I
then-
go to Lynn and Mackie and don't like Tiger, what are my
Yeah,
other
yeah.
what are my other options?
You have to
Got,
ride
like,
that crap Mack Rides
Emotion.
Wild Mouse concept. Yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell's that?
You just have to go home, isn't
You
it?
just have to go home, Joel.
Yeah. Or I can
Jeez.
ride the Maura Skyloop.
They got
or-
a Mara Skyloop.
Yeah,
What?
they got a Skyloop, and they've got what's it
Jeez.
called? A Zack Spin.
Oh Christ! Yes, they
Yeah.
have the
What's
first
that?
one.
Kerning.
Insane, but a smaller version.
Oh no, Joel.
Uh,
You cannot go on that.
Well, I saw
Literally,
the
you'll die.
no, I saw the I looked at Joker, the one at Great Adventure, the SNS
Oh, that
equivalent
looks
of
better.
one. I looked at it and was like, yeah, I don't want to ride that, and so I
Yeah.
didn't.
Those look good. Those look okay though because they actually spin around the center of your body.
Yeah,
you don't get
exactly. That's
flung
why I don't want to
forwards.
ride it.
Yeah, but this one you get thrown forwards.
Mm.
I don't want to go on any of these. This is not a good idea.
There's certain types of movement that I just don't
Mm.
like,
Yeah.
and I think that's one of them.
Fair enough. What about parks outside of Europe? You got a top
Outside,
3 of
there's
anywhere
plenty of
else?
American parks I still want to go to, like
such as Dollywood.
Dollywood. Honestly, the 2 Disneys.
Yeah.
I've started to become a bit more interested in Disney now because all my friends constantly talk about Disney.
Just don't let them get to you, mate. It's all.
But-
It's all a
Join
scam.
us, Joel.
There are
Well,
definitely
yeah.
some experiences and things that they do things on a scale that no other park does, and
Yeah.
I'd like to experience some of that.
Joel, if you want to get put off Disney, right, you go to Disneyland Paris, but don't go in the main park. Only go in the studios
Yeah.
park because there's nothing there right now.
Tower
And
of
that'll-
Terror.
Tower of Terror, and that's it.
Yeah. Tower of Terror, Ratatouille. That's all. That's it. Everything else.
Crush's Coaster.
Yeah. If you want to wait 45 minutes.
Stop it.
I've already been
This
on
is
one of those.
one thing we cannot agree on. Crush's Coaster, okay?
Yeah. Anyway,
Let's
that's,
not
that's
talk
what you
about
want.
it.
But I agree. I really want to do the American Disney parks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look great.
I
then
want to
Cedar
do
Point,
Tokyo.
obviously.
Tokyo
Yes.
Disney, yeah, for sure, and Universal Tokyo.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just
Yeah, there's a lot of
Universal
there's a lot
Japan.
of
It's not in
places in
Tokyo. It's
Japan.
just Universal Japan. Sorry.
Japan is
Forget
an
what it's
entire
called.
trip on its own.
Oh, of course.
It's
There's so much.
Don't quite need to do as much as Costa Studios and that gang did, you know.
Wow. I'd
they
like
went
to do
to
as
some
much as what they
proper
did.
regional random parks with some like random Japanese crap in it.
Mm.
I don't really care about that.
I mean, if you're only going to go once, there's some really
Well-
weird. There's some really weird things that it's just like just to be able to
Yeah.
say you've been on things like Big Boom.
But then
Have you seen
there's
that
also
one?
Japan, you know, to actually
Yeah.
see.
Well, yeah,
This-
there's.
you gotta-
Yeah, I
you gotta
definitely
weigh
want
up.
to experience the culture as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we need a year out in Japan. Is
Yeah.
what
The
you're
whole
saying.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of Sylve did, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to follow in Sylve's footsteps.
Yeah.
That
So
sounds
there's
like a plan.
lots of parks to get to,
Mm.
lots of rides to ride.
Mm.
That's what you find. What's next for you, Joel? In terms
What are you
of
up to?
parks, in terms
Well,
of content.
Content-wise, I'm thinking about doing some reviews. I've got some sort of rough plans floating around in my head for things because I just want to be able to vent my opinions somehow.
Understandable.
And I can't do that in my vlogs so much. And then I don't know what park's next really. I'm
You
sort
going
of
to Blackpool for the finale?
Yes, I think so. If the 2nd of November is the finale, I'm going then. That's the
Mhm.
last late night riding.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to that. I've got
Yep.
a Scarefest trip coming up
Yep.
where I'm going to do the mazes for the first time.
Oh, ho,
Ooh,
So
ho.
that'll
good
be fun.
luck.
Yeah.
Make sure you book the mazes for the first thing, right? 1 p.m.
Yes, yeah. I think
For
that's
sure.
the plan.
And if you
Because
want
none
to
of them
kind
are
of
really impacted by how dark
no,
it is.
they're all indoors.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing.
that's fine then.
So, and if you want to build up to it, do Darkest Steps because it is a really good intro to kind
Okay.
of
Yeah.
the whole maze feel.
Harry
That's-
made me go in
yeah.
it, and you know I cry in these things, but it was okay.
Yeah,
That's
So
the
it's
one
a
I'm
good
most interested
intro.
in, to be honest.
it's really good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It's my probably the second favorite maze. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Subspecies because it terrifies me,
Mm.
but outside of that, Darkest Steps best
Yeah.
maze. So,
Oh, good. Yeah, I'll
Pretty mad.
definitely be on that one.
but yeah, and then you got Winter Wonderland probably.
Oh yeah, I'll find a way
forgot
down
about
there
that.
at some point. Yeah, you need to
And
do
then-
Hangover next time you go.
Ne-
You haven't
done it.
Every time I go to Winter Wonderland, I ride 2 rides and then go home. So yeah.
Yeah.
This time it'll be Hangover maybe, and then
Yeah.
that VR ride probably.
Dr.
Oh,
Archibald.
yeah.
Yeah. I need to give that another chance because
And that's if, yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
it was a bit broken when I did it, and
Yeah.
everyone else was coming off saying it was amazing, and I was like, "What? That was amazing? That was what everyone was raving about."
Yeah.
So I need to give that another go.
And then we go full circle back to Blackpool opening weekend.
Yeah,
See you
I'll
there,
definitely
John.
get
See
down
you
there
there.
again. Yeah. Oh, it was amazing last year. It
It's
was
gonna be.
It was
something.
the only time like all enthusiasts all came together and agreed that that was like the worst Blackpool has ever been.
It looked like a massive shamble.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Anyway, let's finish things off with the final question.
Mm.
If you
I
had
love
to,
this question.
if you had to pick one coaster to be your last ride ever, what would it be?
Yeah, this is the one that I've had the answer in my head for a long time and it hasn't changed.
Yep.
And that would
Okay.
be Fury 325 because
Wow.
it's just the epitome of like a perfect coaster from start to
So,
finish.
not your favourite ride.
No, it's just very satisfying. It's just
Right, okay.
It's just really really good.
That's a good choice. That's an interesting choice, but I like
Yeah.
that. Very satisfying. That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good way to leave it
Yeah,
as well.
Definitely. To be satisfied. Because you either gamble about a ride that, you don't know if it's going to be good or not,
Yeah.
or you play it safe.
Yeah,
But
if I
that's kind
black
of like
out
a
on
smart
I-305,
move.
I'm not going to remember any of it.
No. This
But
is
Fury 325, it's not too intense. It's just fast, long, good airtime at the end. It's just a fun ride.
There we go then.
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming on, Joel.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's just run through where people can find you. You're on Twitter.
Yeah, my Twitter handle is Fishul Coaster, all one
There you
word.
go. And you're on YouTube.
My YouTube
Fishul.
is Fishul. Yeah, and I'm in Harry's Discord server as well.
Yeah,
So
so
you can
you
chat to
can
me
join
in there
that.
if you want.
By going to discord.coasterbot.com.
Yeah.
Nice plug.
Joel runs it really well.
I do try my best. Yeah.
That's all you can ever do, Joel.
Yeah.
Where can they find us?
Oh, everywhere. CBR Podcast on Twitter. Find us on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, whatever you want. Just, everybody knows how to use the internet. I don't know why we do this. Just find us, guys. They're already listening, so they already found us.
True. So, anything you want to end out the podcast with, Joel? Biggest fan, You get this. This is your time to shine.
I don't know. I feel like I've said everything I could possibly say.
Wise words.